everybody, welcome back to the Badman 290 online YouTube series. This is your Professor Brent Hoover speaking. Today I'm going to show you how to complete the A10 assignment. Everybody's pretty much got them done, but I want to make sure there are no questions. So, you go here, I'm just going to work with the template. Yes, we're just going to open this right now. It really doesn't matter which version of Excel you're using. It's pretty much going to be the same kind of use of formulas. In here case, the only really preset formulas you had to use were... Okay, it's up. Sorry about that. Yes, make sure you enable editing. Alright, so the first thing is you need to choose a name. We can choose, I don't know, Midnight Information Systems Services. I'm just coming up with a random name. Whatever name you choose in industry, keep it consistent. So really I was looking for you to do is at least 3 revenues and at least 3 types of expenses. Okay, we'll just do these for average. Let's say we can get from, we'll do Zazzle royalties. Zazzle's a site where you can sell things. You don't actually sell them. You get royalties off of, they're located in California. They can do posters, t-shirts, anything for your business needs. Let's say you're going to do consulting services. Space in there. And finally, we can come up with a third one. We can say that we're selling products through Amazon, so we can say Amazon royalties. This just gives you 3 different types. It doesn't really matter what you choose in here. The main thing is you delete these empty rows. Alright, cool. Now, for here you just need to come up with some average numbers. In the case of January, we can say, let's just keep it simple, 1,000. Let's say February is a little more down, so we can say 900. And March seems to be better weather. So let's just say people like buy more t-shirts off your Zazzle for your business, and we'll say it's 1,200. Now let's just go through for consulting. Consulting, let's say January's down, so you're only making $700. Let's say you ended up going to $850 for February. You did really well in March for 1,000. Amazon, let's make it where you make $400 off of your royalties. Say you have a really down month for February, 240, and then you come back with 360. Alright, now let's come up with some expenses as well. Naturally, in this case, we don't look like we're going to have inventory, so there's going to be no cost of goods sold. So let's just say utilities. Let's just say payroll expenses. And I don't know, we can come up with something else. Alright. Like I said, if you're doing just these 3, you can hit Shift and select all of them, right click, delete. Now, 2, when you're going down here for student name, make sure you actually put in your name. Wow, I didn't realize it's 2013. That needs to be adjusted. Sorry, thanks for bringing that to my attention. There's one other thing. I accidentally put a thing about annual averages. You don't need to worry about that. So, in this case, we'll put in the fact that it's 10. Alright, let's just come up with some utilities. Let's say you don't have a lot of utilities. Say 400. Let's say these are pretty consistent. 350, and let's say March you only have 300. Let's say payroll. Let's say you only have 1 employee. I don't know. We can just come up with something. Just come up with 1,000. Let's just actually keep this one consistent. You can do whatever you want. Rent would probably be consistent as well. Let's just say 800. Say rent went up by a couple bucks each month. Now, once you have this, then you can actually go in and let's start doing this. Do not just add these directly. Use the sum formula. Notice here. Now all you have to do is basically select these cells. All we're summing in this case is the Zazzle royalties from B4 down to D4. Now when you do that, automatically you get a total. And what you can do is, instead of going each one, you can click it when you get a cross, and you can drag it down. And notice here, in this case, what's it doing? It's just automatically taking the formula and splicing it down to the correct cells. So we have 3,100 for our total Zazzle royalty cells. We have 2,550 for consulting, and we have 1,000 for Amazon royalties. Now notice here, that's just giving us the total for actual Zazzle totals, consulting services total, Amazon royalty total. What we need to do is to get us a total for all January cells. In this case, we Just do the same thing except for just through the column. Notice, same logic applies. Bring it over. And we can even bring it all the way over totally, and it'll give us, this is the final number. This tells us all sales for first quarter. But notice, it's total sales for January, total sales for February, total sales for March. Alright, now that does the same thing. We just use the same logic. Just apply to this. Now we've calculated our total utility expenses, and we got to calculate total payroll and total rent. The same thing. This is pretty simple, and trust me, no matter what you're doing in Excel, you probably have to end up using the sum function. Actually, make sure you get the right cells, and then just drag it over. So totally, we have total sales of $6,650, total sales of $6,500, total expenses, sorry, of $6,510. All right, now you got the total sales, total expenses. Now we need to figure out our averages. Now it's pretty simple. We're looking at just this one. Bring it up. All right, there we go. Now, what you're looking is just for the average of all 3 months. Do that, bam, and our average as a royalties for first quarter was 1,033. Drag it down, and you bring it down for the Amazon royalties. Notice you're doing the same thing, just looking for your average expenses. Make sure not to grab the total. It's going to distort it. All right, there you go. The final thing is pretty simple. You got to do net income and you got to do profit margin. All your net income is your revenue minus your expenses. So B7 minus B12. And notice here we had a net loss of $100. Drag it over all the way if you want. And there you go. So we had a net loss of $100 in the first quarter, net loss of $180 in the second quarter. We finally ended up having a net income of $420, and totally that gives us a net income of $140 for the first quarter. So not too terrible. All right. Now in this one, you can either put it below or looking right above. It really doesn't matter to me. You're just looking at your profit margin, seeing how much is your income comparing to your sales, right? You're looking at how are we essentially minimizing our expenses. So all we have to do with this is a actual formula here. Just take our net income divided by the sales, and we end up with a profit margin. Now notice you're going to have a negative profit margin because obviously we have a net loss. But when you bring it over, you're going to see, wow, we ended up with a positive profit margin for the first quarter. Notice it's negative when you're dealing with these net incomes, and then it changes over and becomes positive. You have a high profit margin for the month of March. Now notice here, we've done all the things we need to do except for make a bar graph. So let's go to that. Sorry, it's blocking my view. All right. Now, what do we need to do? Well, let's see. We need to select for all 3 months, I believe I had you ask for. Yeah, create monthly sales for each product and service, so we're not worried about that. All right, so we want to select these, bring them over, and we can do this. Where are we? Well, you can do anything you really wanted to. We can do this. This works as well. I really am not interested in actually is, are you understanding what you're doing here? Now, in the case of this, you can adjust it. Some of you guys did a pie chart. Some of you did a bar graph. Yeah, there we go. So it really all depends how you want to format this thing. I've seen some people do it like this. It looks nice. You just give it a nice title. You can say, we're going to call this MISS Services. We can do quarter 1 monthly sales. And when you get that, you have your final work, and you can just bring it over. Generally, you want to make everything nice and neat. Just bring it over down there. And there you go. That's all you have to do for this assignment. All we calculated is total sales, calculate total expenses, calculate average expenses, average sales, net income, and profit margin, and we gave a nice little graph. to illustrate this. Now, as you can see, it looks nice and neat, and if you did something like that, you got full points. If not, you lost a few here and there. There was a few people did not use actually the right formulas, or apparently when they were carrying over formulas, it didn't translate well. So please make sure you get those right. So with that said, that's it for the first assignment. The next assignment is, I believe, due after fall break, and I will try to do a video for each one of these so you can see exactly what's going on and figure out what you missed. All right, until next time, thanks.